Hello everybody. I got a fun video for you guys today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm going to be starting a new series called Zombie Shooting. And I'm going to be taking various guns and going out and killing a zombie that we've named Wilson. And believe me, Wilson's going to get the crap beat out of him. But today, the gun we're going to use is a black powder 50 caliber CVA Wolf. But before we go and shoot it, I want to talk about the gun a little bit and give the history behind the black powder gun and how I acquired the gun, and then we'll go out to the range. I was going to film everything out at the range, but it's just too windy. But stay tuned and I'll tell you a little bit more about this gun. In 1570, I can't pronounce this, the Snaffants or Scheffants or Snuffants musket was first introduced. It was basically an early form of the flintlock. In 1612, in France, the flintlock was introduced, and the main difference between the flintlock and the Snaffants or Snaffants is the striking surface of the flash pan cover. The flash pan cover was all one piece on the flintlock, and was where the Snaffants, they were separate mechanisms. I'm just reading it off a paper I wrote down. In 1799, the percussion cap ignition was patented by Joshua Shaw in Philadelphia, and the idea was an explosive cap mode, a filament made of mercury, and it was a compound that exploded when struck. And that's basically the flint or the percussion type. Those are still used today. But in 1985, Tony Knight created the first modern inline muzzle loading rifle, which basically means the rifle's main powder charge is ignited by an ignition system that is directly behind and in line with the bore of the gun. There's two different types of ignition for these inlines. One of them is the percussion type, and the other one is the center fire primer. And that's the gun that I'm using today. That's what it uses, is the center fire primer, which is basically a shotgun primer or 209 ignition. The center fire ignition modern day center fire primer is placed into the breech plug, and a hammer or firing pin strikes the center and igniting the charge. So that's kind of a history behind muzzle loaders. The one we're going to use today, I'm going to use a 50 caliber. There's the 50 caliber bullet, and kind of compare it with the 223. Look how much bigger that is. And I love this gun. Here's a picture of the gun. It is a break open. There's the breech. I did add the red dot, green dot, because in the state that I live in Utah, to hunt deer legally with the muzzleloader, you cannot have anything higher than a 1 power scope, which I think is ridiculous. But there's two different forms of powder. You can use just the regular granulated powder, which I believe I have some in here. I have these quick shots already made up. There's some black powder in there, and I used that for quite a while. And then I began to use these pellets, powder pellets. Now they say with this gun I can use up to 3, but most of the time I just use 2 pellets. And it's a fun gun. Okay, before we go shooting, just to give you a little bit of history on my particular gun. Like I said earlier, it's a CVA Wolf. I normally like to hunt with a 30-06, but up in my area it just got too populated with the deer hunters during deer hunt season. You go up in the hills and all you do is just see a line of orange with all the hunters, and I got kind of discouraged at that. So a good friend of mine talked me into muzzleloader hunting, and at the time when I bought this gun there wasn't that very many muzzleloader hunters in my area. So not knowing much about muzzleloader hunting, I didn't want to go out and spend a lot of money on a gun that I didn't know if I was going to like. So I was talking to friends and they talked me into the CVA Wolf. I believe at the time when I bought it I paid, I want to say $120, if that, and it came with some powder, came with I believe 50 rounds or sabots to put down the bore, came with primers, came with cleaner. So if you think about a brand new gun for that cheap, you can't beat it. I did add the Bushnell red dot, their illumination rather, and that made a huge difference. I hunted with this gun probably for 5 seasons straight. Great success with it. Kids started getting older. Football season came. Haven't really had time to go hunting with it. So I haven't actually shot this gun for probably the last 4 or 5 hunting seasons. But we'll find out today how it shoots. But CVA Wolf, can't beat it. Okay everybody, we're at our shooting range today and there's our little zombie. We're going to be shooting the black powder, but here we go. I'm going to have my son help me today. He's going to shoot at the zombie we've called Wilson.
Right in the smiley hole.
Right in the smiley hole. That's how you kill a zombie, guys. Right in the head. Okay, I hope you guys liked that video today on killing Wilson the zombie. It's kind of a fun little series. My kids got into that show. I'm not going to say the show, but it's a popular show about zombies. And they're the ones that gave me the idea on let's go shoot a zombie, Dad. But how are you going to go shoot a zombie? We came up with that idea, ran with it, and I think it's going to be a fun series. Feel free to comment below on what you guys thought about it. Comment if you'd like to see a particular caliber that you want us to use. I've got probably 6 videos coming up of different various guns, and they're going to be fun. Feel free to thumbs up, like, and if you like what I did, subscribe. And thank you again for stopping by, checking out the video. And as always, have a great day. And go kill a zombie with your black powder gun. Bye-bye, everybody.